morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on the fourth episode of Coffee Table Conversations. We are in the 54th day of lockdown, and it is evident that India will be seeing big pain in days to come, a slowdown, migrant labor crisis, and salary cuts. Before I introduce today's guest, I want to tell you a small story of few boys who decided to take a problem as a challenge, and what started small is becoming big. I'm talking about a group of boys called Dharavi Boys. A group of youngsters who came together, used all their pocket money to provide rations to the residents of Dharavi. Then, with guidance, they decided to reach more people and have started running a campaign on Keto called Feed Dharavi. The campaign has already raised more than 2 lakh rupees and plans to raise 5 lakh rupees. This target can be achieved swiftly if we all decide to give a bit. So, you can go to any social media platforms, look for Dharavi Boys, and go and donate. Help them meet their goals. A small contribution can really go a long way. Moving ahead, I take immense pleasure in introducing our today's guest, Mr. Mukesh Dedia, who is the director of Ghala Bansali Group. He's a CA, a CFP, and an FRM. He has over 30 years of experience in the equity markets, and he started as a stockbroker, sub-broker, and from there on, he acquired membership of NSE, BSE, NSDL under his firm name. Today, the Ghala Bansali Group offers a wide spectrum of services to their clients, which varies from trading in equities to mutual fund, from insurance to PMS and DMAT services. One of the key mantras for the firm is keeping the clients away from the derivative and speculating part of the market and investing and trading with their own money. This has been one of the reasons why their clients have remained loyal to them in this world of discounting broking. So thank you so much for joining us on a Sunday morning and taking your time out and sharing your journey and your experiences with us.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's really a pleasure to speak with you all youngsters about my experience. Um, it's been very, very eventful to say. Like joined as a partner in the firm where I was doing my articleship. I did my practice auditing taxation for about 2.5 years, but I got bored because by nature and by profession, a chartered accountant has to be very, very conservative. And as a youngster, I didn't find that conservativeness and I go together. There has to be some risk taking in you. If you are to move ahead in life, you need to take risk, and you also need to know how to do the risk management. So that is where I thought that I should surrender my certificate of practice, and I asked my partners that I want to leave the firm. But they said, no, Mukesh, you're not going anywhere. Whatever you want to do, you may do in Ghala Bansali only. And that is how our diversification in the Ghala Bansali group started. So it all started with the sub-broking. I started in December 90. And in January, the senior Bush had attacked Iraq, and the markets fell down from 1200 index to about 900 index. So that was about 1/3 of the index going down in just 1 month of me joining the stock market. And from January 91, when the Sensex was about 947, that was the low. In March 92, it was 4,500. So it was almost 4.5 times the Sensex went up. We did good money, made good money for our clients. And after that, suddenly the markets fell down from 4,500 to 1,980, and we faced heavy losses. Because when you start making money, you want to invest more and more. So you would have earned money or doubled your money or tripled your money on a smaller amount. But when you are confident, you start increasing your exposure, and the losses are on a larger amount. So confidence is something which in today, after my experience, I'm very much afraid of. So if somebody says that I'm very confident in this market, stay away from such people who talk with confidence, because you just do not know what's going to happen tomorrow. So you have to be very much prepared. Say you go on a war in Mahabharata, you're fighting with somebody and somebody comes from behind and hits you. You just do not know what's going to be happen. You could be an expert, okay, but don't treat yourself as an expert. Always feel that you could be missing out on something. कहीं से भी कुछ भी आ सकता है. I think that is my biggest guru mantra. And though in the longer run things go up, we have seen the cycles, but most of the time these markets are irrational. So when the markets are going up, you see high valuations and all, you might become happy, but those are irrational things. And at the same time, when the markets go down, again irrational things happen. So markets will remain rational, reasonable for a very short point of time, and in fact that gives you an opportunity to make that extra money. So how to capture those extra money is very, very important. But when we talk about finances, it's very important that you don't talk about only investment or only returns. Risk is a very, very important part, because returns and risks are two parts of the coin. And when I talk about risk, it's not only about the investments, it's about the risk management for your family. Because whatever you are earning or investing, the returns, you are thinking about your family always. So you have to take a very, very sort of a holistic view about your finances. So what are the immediate risks that one faces? So one we know is a very simple, is of the early death, right? So we know, okay, so early death, how do you insure yourself? Take term insurance, affordable term insurance at an early age, and have a good risk cover, at least a crore of rupees, crore, 2 crore, 5 crore, and that is very much required. At the age of 30, a crore of term insurance might cost only maybe 10,000 rupees. So that makes sense. So early death is something which you have to insure. Another is the medical expenses. So in terms of insurance, let me first complete it. Don't insure everybody. Like people say, family, mein wife ka below, she might be a housewife, children ka lo. No, if she's a housewife, no need, because there is no financial problem on the family. So insurance has to be basically for the earning member only. But mediclaim, आज mediclaim का खर्चा बहुत बड़ा हो जाता है. It has to be for everybody. It has to be for everybody. And today everything is so costly, and people have mediclaims of 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 5 lakh. It's not sufficient. So you don't look at what amount you are taking of mediclaim, 20 lakhs, 50 lakhs. Look at the affordability. How much premium can you afford for paying the mediclaim? If tomorrow you want to reduce, you cannot afford the premium, because term insurance, life insurance premiums are going to remain constant for the whole term. But mediclaim premiums are going to increase with your age. So if tomorrow you feel that you cannot afford, it is possible for you to reduce the cover. But if you feel that I want to increase my cover, then health may not permit. Maybe after 5 years, 10 years, you could be suffering from diabetes, you could be having some blood pressure or anything, and the insurance company may not be willing to increase your risk cover. And today the life expectancy has increased a lot. So having adequate risk cover in mediclaim also is very, very important. So for some people, we have taken a mediclaim of 1 crore rupees also. We go for the floater, and they are very much affordable if you are taking at the younger age. Later on, if you want to reduce, you reduce. And the third risk is living long. So first was the dying early, second was medical expenses, and third is living longer. And that is why you want to be inflation hedged. That is where you want to invest into equities or any other asset which can beat the inflation. So these are the three risks basically which you have to manage. So risk is something which comes first. That is the mediclaim could be immediate. Term insurance is the second, and investments comes the third. Now, when it comes to investing, I would say people normally they talk about investing, but they prefer trading. Now, trading and investments are again two different parts. Again, in trading, there are people who want to do technical analysis and do intraday trading. Some might take BTST, which is called buy today, sell tomorrow. Those are positional calls, but these are all finally trading. These are not investments. You are dealing into stock market, but it doesn't mean that you are investing. Investing is something where you are taking a positional call for really a long term. And long term again doesn't mean 3 to 6 months. आज की तारीख में बहुत लोगों के लिए long term is only 3 to 6 months. You need to ride that whole wave of that particular company or that particular industry or maybe that particular asset class like gold, which has been doing very well right now. So you have to look into the future. What does the future look like? Uh, there are multiple factors that always are working in the environment. So you have learned about multi-factor models and the weightages, the betas of various factors will keep on changing from time to time. The probabilities of that betas will also be changing of those factors. And you have to base your decisions on the basis of probabilities. You cannot be 100% sure. You can go wrong also. But there is always a chance to change your course of action. But what is important is in a stock market or investing, there is a buying and there is a selling. You will get ample opportunities for buying, but you may not get ample opportunities for selling. Hence, selling is really very important part than buying in the stock market. Whereas most of the people we know don't make money in the market because everybody knows buying, but nobody knows when to sell. Now you need to have a strategy also. So I always say that you be very clear whether you are playing a T20 match, a one-day match, or a 5-day match. So a portion of it where you want to do intraday trading is something like uh, a 2020 match. You want to do a BTST, which is again a part of trading only, which is like a one-day match, and something which you want to invest for long term is like a 5-day match. You have your different exposures, different portfolios for all these three. The mistake which people, the investors do is they mix up everything. And when they are not able, they do try out something for trading. And when they are not kept stop losses and the prices go down, it becomes an investment, which is also very much wrong. Again, in investment, the mistake people do is they keep on averaging based on the prices. So it might happen that the stock which you felt is fundamentally good, but may not be fundamentally good later on, and hence the prices have gone down, and you keep on averaging in a stock which you should have exited in the first place. So don't just average based on the price कि मैंने ऊपर में खरीदा अब नीचे में मिल रहा है. You need to evaluate always in with the changed fundamentals. Am I going to buy this stock again if I were to buy it fresh? If no, then you need to book losses in your original holdings. The purchase price is not at all important. Purchase price is important only from the tax point of view. But we always take our decisions on the basis of our purchase price. That is another mistake which people do. So now, when it comes to investing, you have to need to know what is your goal. Is your goal to beat the index or to be with the index? So when you are investing, either your returns will be equivalent to the index, or you could be underperforming, or you could be outperforming. We know by experience that there are very less people who are able to outperform the index. Most of the people underperform the index. So your starting point has to be a Nifty ETF. So which ensures that you are at least with the index. You are not going to underperform. Whereas people make a mistake of starting from a portfolio which increases the chance of underperforming. So if your goal is only to be with the market, you do not mind outperforming the market, then the best thing to do is buying a ETF and you are with the market. And you can do your research and everything just from the academic point of view for your own sake. Or agar kuch karna hai, you want to take some tactical call, maybe for 5-10%, you can remove that ETF, Nifty ETF, and take your own call. I think this stock or this asset class could do better than Nifty. So you are reducing your chances of grossly underperforming the Nifty. That is the basic thing. In India, people just don't buy indices. Whereas if you go to advanced countries, most of the people have been investing in indices through the ETFs. They are low cost also, as opposed to the PMSs or the mutual funds, diversified mutual funds. Now there are many people investing into mid caps also and small caps also. So mid cap, small cap should be there in the portfolio in a very limited way. Like I always say that you should have a strategy of core and satellite. सबसे पहले तो you need to have an asset allocation. How based upon my age, a very general thumb rule is we say 100 minus your age should be your equity allocation. That is a very general thumb rule, but it should be based more upon many other factors like your age, your income, your consistency of your income or volatility of your income, how many family members, how many people dependent upon you, how many responsibilities, your long-term goals, and your risk appetite, whether you are willing to take the risk or not. Most of the times I found people do not have the ability to take the risk and they want to take the risk. And then, oh, paisa kho diya, so then they are not able to enter the market at all. So first of all, have an asset allocation in place. So let us say mota 50% equity and 50% debt. So now you know, okay, I have to play now only with the 50%. Now within that, let us say that 50% have a core and satellite portfolio. So when I say a core and a satellite means core is something where you are probably not going to do anything. Say Nifty le liya hai, yeah, maybe you may say 70% Nifty and large caps and 20-25% mid caps and 5 to 10% small cap. So that is your core portfolio, and maybe a satellite portion of 30% within that equity could be a tactical call. Where, say for example, currently I'm bullish on pharma industry, maybe for next 3 to 5 years. So जब आपने निफ्टी लिया है तो you are getting only that 3% allocation to pharma. But if I'm bullish on pharma, I want to increase my allocation to pharma, then I reduce some of the nifty or some of the large caps and I take maybe some stocks which I understand, or there are some pharma mutual funds available and I take exposure through that mutual fund. So that is a tactical call. So now when I combine my core and satellite equity portfolio, I am aiming to outperform. But that becomes a systematic way of doing it. Now, if you are investing small amounts, it just doesn't make sense to do it direct, because you are not going to be able to do 100% research, and no research is perfect. It makes sense to go through the mutual fund route. And always remember, diversify within the mutual funds also. सब पैसा एक ही स्कीम में नहीं डालना है. अगर फार्मा में डालना है तो there could be 2 or 3 pharma funds, good pharma funds, select and put. Now there could be an asset call also. So suppose gold. So there was a tactical call which I took 2.5 years back or 3 years back, when international gold was at around $1,150. So a high of about $1,950, a low of about 1,000, and at around 1150, I felt that the margin of safety is very high. So when you start investing, always look at the margin of safety. Don't try to catch a falling knife, or don't try to get into a running trade. Running trade and all those things, momentum trading, that is a part of trading only. But if you want to do investing, then margin of safety is very important. You need to be a contrarian. So at $1,150, we felt that probably the gold has bottomed out, and there were some good investments happening in the ETF. The volumes were increasing in the ETFs, but the prices were not increasing, which told us that somebody is accumulating slowly and steadily because the volume is increasing. And we started investing through sovereign gold bond. So whenever you are picking up any asset class also, you need to know what are the various alternatives available to investing. So when you want to invest into equity, there can be direct equity, there can be ETFs, there can be mutual funds, there can be ULIPs, there can be structured products. So all these various forms are available. Similarly, when you want to invest in gold, it could be jewelry, it could be coins, it could be gold bars, it could be gold ETFs, it could be gold mutual funds, it could could be sovereign gold bonds. So you need to know the alternatives. You need to know the pros and cons, advantages, disadvantages, the taxation of different alternatives, and then take a decision which would be the best one for you. So investing is not really very simple unless you know the all the alternatives, the whole gamut. It's really it's not complete. The investing process is not complete. You need to know. So we started investing in sovereign gold bonds, which are for 8 years, which is issued by the government. I get an exposure to gold. So after 8 years, whatever is the price of the gold, वो भाव पे मेरा selling माना जाएगा. And whatever are the returns are going to be totally tax free. And ऊपर से हर साल they pay me 2.5% returns, though taxable, but I'm getting something. Whereas if I'm investing in ETFs, I'm being charged something, as opposed to in sovereign gold bond, I'm being paid 2.5%. So one need to know the alternatives. Also, it is very important to be slightly tactical also. So now suppose if I say that as per my asset allocation, I am 50% equity, 50% debt. It may not be, or it should not be that strictly you follow 50-50. Rebalancing is very important. Yeah, when you talk about asset allocation, rebalancing is very important. So when the market comes down, like equity markets have come down, your 50% valuation वो कम हो गया रहेगा, and your asset allocation today might have become 40 equity and 60 debt, or 35 equity and 65 debt. So that is a time where you need to rebalance, get something out of debt, redeem something out of debt, and get into equity. तो आप सस्ते में उसको buy कर रहे हो. So rebalancing is also very important part and procedure of asset allocation. Now, it's not necessary that you always rebalance and bring it to 50. You can take a slightly tactical call also. So you may say that my 50% exposure into equity can also be in the range of 40 to 60. So when the markets are really very much down, I might want to increase my equity allocation, not keeping it 50, but I might take it to 60. And when the markets are very bullish, डर लग रहा है, at that time why should I have it at 50 only? I can reduce it to 40. Somebody could be still more aggressive, and you may say that instead of 40-60, I might have 30-70. In that case, in a very bullish market, when it is very irrational, I might reduce my equity exposure by rebalancing, bring it to 30%, or the market irrationally down hai, slowly and gradually, I might take it to 70%. So all those flexibilities can also be built up into your system, but you should be very clear before onboarding to your investing journey, that what is going to be my style. Like in a cricket team, you have a Sehwag and you have a Dravid, and both are right. You cannot say who is the best. दोनों के batting averages are more than 50. Though you may say Dravid is technically more sound than Sehwag, but the contribution of Sehwag and Dravid have been equivalent. And in fact, Sehwag has been more match winning than Dravid. So it all depends. You cannot say that ये सही है वो गलत है. So when you are playing say for example a high beta game, when the markets are doing well, you would be doing better. But when the markets are falling and if you still continue to have a high beta, then you would fall more. So आपको गाड़ी चलाना याद रखना है कि when you are driving a car, आप हमेशा speed को कम ज़्यादा करते हो. So if we say that it takes 2 hours to reach Lonavala from here, so on an average it is 60 kilometers per hour. But you are not going to drive at 60 kilometers continuously. Sometimes you could be driving at 30-40 and sometimes you could be driving at 120. So similarly, in investment also, you should be knowing कि कब मुझे मेरा speed कम ज़्यादा करना है. So when it comes to equity, तो आपका gear क्या है? The beta. When the markets are good, you might want to increase your beta. So at that point of time, you could get more into mid cap, more into small cap. But when you are really quite sure, the probability is very good that the economy is really doing well and the markets will really shoot off from here. That is a time to increase the beta. But when you feel कि अभी ये बहुत हो गया, अभी weather conditions are not good, road conditions are not good, और हम लोग speed कम कर रहे हैं, तो that is the time जब आपको आपका इन्वेस्टिंग का बीटा भी कम करना है. सो हाउ डू यू रिड्यूस द इन्वेस्टिंग बीटा? स्मॉल कैप को कम करोगे, आप मिड कैप को कम करोगे, आपका इक्विटी एक्सपोजर को भी थोड़ा आप कम कर दोगे. जैसे एज आई सेड कि 50-50 doesn't mean strict 50-50, it could be 40-60, at times it can be 30-70 also. By coming into more into debt or more into cash also, you are reducing the beta of your overall equity portfolio. तो कब गियर्स चेंज करना है, दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड पीपल जस्ट डू नॉट नो कि ये गियर कब मुझे चेंज करना है, स्पीड कब कम करना है. व्हेन इट कम्स टू डेट मार्केट, ड्यूरेशन इज द गियर्स, आपको उस पे कंट्रोल रखना है. व्हेन यू फील दैट द इंटरेस्ट रेट्स आर गोइंग टू गो डाउन, दैट इज अ टाइम व्हेन यू नीड टू इंक्रीज द ड्यूरेशन ऑफ योर पोर्टफोलियोज. जब आपको लगता है कि इंटरेस्ट रेट्स कुड गो अप, you have to reduce the duration. Now duration doesn't mean the maturity. जो I'm talking about the technical term duration, which we learn in finance. So probably you might have learned the Macaulay duration, how to calculate the duration, because duration determines what how much your portfolio will gain or lose for a 1% change in the interest rates. तो आपको वो भी कम ज़्यादा करने हैं कि so there is some term called risk on and risk off. जब risk on है, that is when the environment is good, that is when you try to increase the risk. जैसे हम debt में, when there is a risk on, so I might prefer to shift my portfolio from AAA and G-Sec to AA and single A, because economy अगर doing well, तो एक तो AA का coupon rate higher है, and there is a chance of AA getting upgraded to AAA. तो मुझे अगर ज्यादा रिटर्न कमाना है, इकोनॉमी इज डूइंग वेल, आई शुड बी इन द लोअर रेटेड. जैसे इक्विटी में आई विल इंक्रीज माय एक्सपोजर टू मिड कैप्स एंड स्मॉल कैप्स, वैसे ही डेट में आई विल गेट इनटू मोर इनटू AA एंड सिंगल ए. वैसे ही जब माहौल खराब होने लगता है, तो आई शुड रिड्यूस माय एक्सपोजर फ्रॉम सिंगल ए AA, आई शुड गेट इनटू AAA एंड G-Sec. वैसे ही इक्विटी में जब माहौल खराब होता है, immediately I should get out of small caps and mid caps and get into large caps, and or reduce the exposure to some extent also. So risk management becomes a very very crucial part of the investing. यानी कोई बोलेगा buy and hold, I don't believe in that. वॉरेन बुफे के लिए buy and hold ठीक है, उसके पास बहुत पैसा है. अगर किसी के पास 100 करोड़ है, 100 करोड़ के अगर 50 करोड़ भी हो जाता है, तो वो अपनी जिंदगी आराम से निकाल सकता है. लेकिन आपको और हमको who have limited resources, we cannot say buy and hold. And today the business cycles are also shortening. Technology is also changing very fast. Today Microsoft could be one of the best companies, but अगर कल कोई टेक्नोलॉजी आ जाती है, तो Microsoft कोई हाथ भी नहीं लगाएगा. And there have been so many such companies. We have seen BlackBerry, Nokia, Kodak. The best companies in the world are nowhere today. So you can, so आज की तारीख में वो buy and hold नहीं चलेगा. One has to understand क्या है क्या नहीं, और निकल जाना चाहिए. और जब कुछ नहीं समझ में आता है, तो एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट प्रिंसिपल है मेरे लाइफ में, when in doubt get out. When in doubt get out. समझ में नहीं आता है तो एक बार साइड में हो जाओ, साइड से देखो, सोचो, समझो, जानो, एंड देन मेक अ री एंट्री. जरूरी नहीं कि मैं उसी में रहूं. ठीक है. सो रिस्क मैनेजमेंट इज द एसेंस ऑफ इन्वेस्टिंग, which unfortunately while doing your MBA or CFA or something, उस पे फोकस कम होता है. And my academic which मैंने FRM किया है, Financial Risk Management, has taught me to focus more on risk management first, and then on returns. And since I'm doing wealth management, I'm more than PMS, I'm more into overall wealth management and financial planning. तो मैं about 500 करोड़ का EUM clients का handle करता हूँ. So it becomes very important. So for last 54 days, we are all working from home. but my team has been working from morning 9 o'clock to night 12 o'clock. every day even today morning I had a phone call with the client और बाद में आपके साथ join हुआ हूँ, because we have to talk to our all the clients, we have to tell them कि क्या हो रहा है. So no, you might be aware that Franklin Templeton closed down 6 of its
6 of its schemes.
schemes.
Correct.
Luckily we felt कि जो ये कोरोना का लॉकडाउन के बाद there could be lot of credit risk events happening. और जैसे मैंने बताया कि जब माहौल खराब होता है you should get out of single A and double A. So those were the credit risk ones. तो टेम्पल्टन का इवेंट हुआ, उसके हफ्ते 10 दिन पहले ही हम लोगों ने क्लाइंट्स का 90% ऑफ द पैसा क्रेडिट रिस्क फंड से निकाल लिया था. So you need to be proactive. I do not know इंडिया में कितने लोग ऐसे होंगे who are able to take such a call. So we were very busy in talking with each and every people, telling them अगर थोड़ा लॉस में भी है तो भी चलेगा, आप निकल जाओ नहीं तो ज्यादा लॉस होएगा. Of course we did not knew that Templeton का स्कीम ऐसे बंद हो जाएगा, but in general जब रिस्क है मार्केट में तो डबल ए सिंगल ए क्रेडिट रिस्क में आपको नहीं रहना चाहिए. When the things were good, you were there in credit risk funds and they give you that extra YTM also. It was good. बट माहौल को समझना बहुत जरूरी है. और अभी जब मार्च में वी सॉ द इक्विटी मार्केट टैंकिंग, निफ्टी टैंकिंग फ्रॉम 12,400 to 7,200 बॉटम में, and then April में coming back to around 9,900 levels. This gives us a chance to rethink on the equity portfolio कि क्या markets will rebound. So लोग market पे ध्यान देते हैं rather than economy पे. We have to look at the event risk. We have to look at the impact that that event has on the economy और उसको कितना time लगेगा to recover, revive. And the third aspect, जब कोई global event होता है तो geopolitical risk is also very important to be considered. तो करंट माहौल में कोरोना का तो रिस्क जो हुआ उसकी वजह से प्रोबेबली मार्केट हैज मोर और लेस डिस्काउंटेड, एज्यूमिंग कि कोरोना अब यही लेवल के आसपास रहेगा, ज्यादा खराब नहीं होगा. इन मेनी कंट्रीज इट हैज पीक्ड आउट आल्सो. तो बिकॉज ऑफ कोरोना मार्केट माइट हैव ऑलरेडी बॉटम्ड आउट इन मार्च एंड दैट हैपेंड ऑल ऑफ अ सडन, और इतनी जल्दी नॉर्मली कभी नहीं होता है. दिस वाज अ ब्लैक स्वॉन इवेंट इन इटसेल्फ कि एक महीने में ही इतना करेक्शन दे दिया. नोबडी कुड डू रियली एनीथिंग. सम ऑफ द एफआईआईज टुक अ गुड डिसीजन और जो भी भाव आया तोड़ के उन्होंने माल बेचा है and they took a very good exit. But for a retail investor it's very difficult. इसलिए मैंने बोला when in doubt get out could help you sometimes in a big way. ये क्या हो रहा है, फॉरेनर्स इतने माल तोड़ के क्यों बेच रहे हैं, मुझे भी एक बार बेच देने दो, बाद में मैं देखूंगा क्या होता है. Now, if further the market could go down, could be because of the economic risk. We know what impact it is having. So many big companies in USA also have already filed for bankruptcies, and we know people are going to be risk averse. Nobody would want to spend money. So many people have lost their jobs. So economic activity coming back to normal for next 1 to 2 years, I don't see a chance. तो अगर पहले हमारी इकोनॉमी 100 बोलेंगे एंड वी वर सेइंग दैट 100 आल्सो कम है एंड ग्रोथ नहीं है, ग्रोथ लाना चाहिए, इंडिया में बहुत टाइम से ग्रोथ नहीं, अभी तो हम लोग 100 भी नहीं पहुंच पाएंगे और लॉन्ग टाइम हम लोग 70-80 पे मैक्सिमम 90 पे ही रहेंगे. तो मार्केट्स आर नॉट गोइंग टू डू वेल प्रोबेबली फॉर नेक्स्ट 12 to 18 months एंड देयर इज गोइंग टू बी अ अपॉर्चुनिटी लॉस. आज मैं वो पैसा बैंक एफडी में रखता हूँ या डेट म्यूचुअल फंड जीसेक में आर्बिट्रेज में रखता हूँ, तो देयर इज अ स्कोप ऑफ मेकिंग 5-6%. तो 2 साल का मैं पकड़ू तो 10% में बना सकता हूँ. और जो अगर मैं इक्विटी में रहता हूँ एंड एज्यूमिंग इक्विटी इज नॉट फॉलिंग एंड रिमेनिंग एट दिस लेवल ओनली, तो भी मेरा 10% का नुकसान है. बट अगर कल माहौल खराब हो जाता है, मार्केट टैंक्स, तो वो रिस्क तो अलग. तो देयर इज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी लॉस ऑल्सो. So I have to consider that also. And third is the geopolitical risk. Yeah, there could be tensions between China and the US. The probability today has increased. Will there be a world third war? Maybe not immediately, but US definitely wants to take action against China. तो क्या वो चाइना के अगेंस्ट में कैसे एक्शन लेगा? तो पॉसिबली वो उसके छोटे भाई को हिट करने की कोशिश करेगा। तो उसका छोटा भाई है पाकिस्तान, तो पाकिस्तान को हिट करना है तो क्या करेगा वो? तो वो अपने छोटे भाई को भेजेगा, है ना। कोई भी महाभारत ये आप देखो तो राजा पीछे रहता है, आगे उसकी सेना को भेजता है और छोटे भाइयों को आगे भेजता है वॉर पे, आखिर में वो खुद आता है। सो है ना, तो माइथोलॉजी से वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस चाणक्य नीति इज ऑल्सो कि what could be the possibilities. So in this scenario, the possibility of India Pakistan war according to me increases very very highly. और हमने 2 बार तो सियालकोट और बालकोट वो सब सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक्स कर लिए, अब तीसरी बार कोई सर्जिकल नहीं होगा, अभी कुछ होगा तो फुल फ्लैश। सो वी विल बी जस्ट बी वेटिंग कि वापिस कुछ मस्ती पाकिस्तान करे, एंड वी हैव नाउ द सपोर्ट ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड। जैसे हमने दवाइयाँ सभी को, सभी कंट्रीज को भेज, तो टुडे होल वर्ल्ड मोदी को और इंडिया को मान रहा है, एंड टुडे इंडिया इज द फार्मा हब ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। मैक्सिमम कैपेसिटीज आर इन इंडिया। अगर वैक्सीन भी कल बनानी है तो अमेरिकन कंपनीज के पास इतनी कैपेसिटी नहीं बनाने को। सो जो गिलियाड करके कंपनी है, दे ऑलरेडी गिवन लाइसेंसेस टू 3 इंडियन कंपनीज फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट, और बोला आप ही इसको बनाइए। सो इंडिया विल बी मेकिंग द प्रोडक्शन एंड वी वुड बी सप्लाइंग वैक्सीन एंड ड्रग्स टू द वर्ल्ड। तो एक बाजू है चाइना ने, जो बोलते अभी जो भी सही गलत रहे कि चाइना ने वायरस दिया और हमने वैक्सीन दी। सो टुडे इंडिया के अगेंस्ट में यूएन में भी कोई कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा, चाइना बेचारा अकेला हो जाएगा। एंड व्हेन अमित शाह बिकेम द होम मिनिस्टर, उसने बोला कि हमारा वन ऑफ द गोल इज टू अखंड कश्मीर बनाना है, जिसमें नॉट ओनली पीओके बट अक्साई चीन, जो चीन को पाकिस्तान ने गिफ्ट दिया था, वो भी हमारा गोल है। एंड फ्यू डेज बैक इंडिया हैव स्टार्टेड अनाउंसिंग वेदर कंडीशंस इन द पीओके आल्सो। तो आप देखो एक एक इंडिकेशंस क्या हो रहे हैं। और कहीं ना कहीं पाकिस्तान को ये मस्ती करने की खुजली, वो ज्यादा टाइम तक चुप नहीं बैठ सकता, वो करेगा। और मेरा अनुमान है कि 2020 में वो पीओके इंडिया के पास आ जाएगा एंड द होल वर्ल्ड विल बी विद अस। So this I'm looking at this geopolitical risk also increasing. Plus हमने अभी क्रूड ऑयल में देख लिया negative prices in crude oil. So all these are geopolitical things only which are happening. जो यूएस का शेल गैस कंपनीज है उसको डिस्ट्रॉय करने का, सऊदी एंड रशिया गेटिंग टुगेदर, भी क्या कॉन्स्पिरेसी हुआ है, क्या है क्या नहीं मालूम नहीं, बट दीज आर ऑल अनप्रेसिडेंटेड इवेंट्स दैट आर हैपनिंग। तो यू कैनॉट जस्ट टॉक अबाउट द मेडिकल रिस्क विच इज हैपनिंग, उसके सामने कोरोना का इकोनॉमिक रिस्क फॉलआउट्स एंड द जियोपॉलिटिकल रिस्क आल्सो आर नीड टू बी सीन। एंड ये जियोपॉलिटिकल रिस्क अगर इतना बड़ा है, वो एक साल में भी खत्म नहीं होने वाला है। दिस विल कीप ऑन हैपनिंग एवरी फ्यू इयर्स, जब तक शायद अल्टीमेटली बड़ा कुछ नहीं होता है तब तक, बिकॉज व्हेन दे आर इन्वॉल्व टू सुपर पावर्स, ये जल्दी खत्म नहीं होगा। ठीक है, बिटवीन रशिया एंड यूएस कभी ऐसे वॉर नहीं हुआ, कोल्ड वॉर ही चला, बट रिसेंटली अभी जो हुआ दिस वाज इन अ वे थर्ड वर्ल्ड वॉर ओनली, बिकॉज चाइना से जो वायरस निकला इट हैज इम्पैक्टेड द होल वर्ल्ड। एंड अगर 3 लाख लोग मरते हैं तो दीज आर मोर डेथ्स देन व्हाट कुड हैव टेकन इन अ नॉर्मल वॉर। तो मेरे हिसाब से तो वो रिस्क भी शुरू हो गया है। सो इन माय पर्सनल ओपिनियन दिस नेक्स्ट 10 years, दिस डिकेड ऑफ 20s फ्रॉम 2020 to 2029, I think is going to be very very volatile, and unless people are very very swift, fast, agile to take the benefits of the ups and downs, the waves, people could lose money. जब अनसर्टेनिटी बढ़ता है तो गोल्ड प्राइसेस यूजुअली बढ़ते हैं, सो विच वी आर सीइंग ऑलरेडी। सो इन डॉलर टर्म्स, फ्रॉम bottom of almost 1000, you are already at 1700, 70% it is up. And if you convert it into rupee terms, तो उससे ज्यादा appreciation 100%, यानी गोल्ड डबल तो हो ही चुका है नीचे के भाव से। So we took a call. We are lucky that we were able to take a tactical call on gold जब इंडिया में कोई गोल्ड की बात नहीं कर रहा था. And now we are trying to focus on silver, but silver लेना मुश्किल है. कैसे आप silver को लो? Because there is a ratio between gold and silver. जैसे हम लोग there is a ratio between large cap and mid cap के valuation में भी हम लोग बोलते हैं. वैसे ही large cap and mid cap ही है gold and this thing. और जब गोल्ड भागता है तो सिल्वर भी उसके पीछे पीछे एज अ मिड कैप भागता है, लेकिन वो नहीं भागा. एंड द गैप बिटवीन द टू हैज इंक्रीज्ड अ लॉट. तो कहीं ना कहीं कभी ना कभी सिल्वर विल हैव टू कैच अप. एंड उसके हाई प्राइस से देखेंगे या बीच में $11 हो गया था इंटरनेशनल प्राइस, दैट लेवल हैज बिकम $15-16, लेकिन अभी भी इसके लो के करीब है, न कि हाई के करीब. So the margin of safety in silver also increases. The ratio between gold and silver is at its peak. So एक लॉजिकल माइंड बोलता है कि सिल्वर आज की तारीख में also becomes a good investment opportunity. So
I
don't look at where.
I just want to just interject here, but as an investor, how do you buy gold in silver in India? We don't have any ETFs in silver.
ETFs unfortunately नहीं है. So silver bars are available. You can go to a jeweler and buy a silver bar. That is only one way. And another way is MCX, जहाँ पे futures silver में futures contracts है. But that becomes speculation. तो अगर आपको स्पेकुलेशन नहीं करना है तो आप जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट वैल्यू है उतना पैसा जो मार्जिन में लगा के जो बाकी का पैसा है यू पार्क इट इन अ बैंक एफडी. तो देन दैट बिकम्स एज गुड एज डिलीवरी बाइंग. तो समझ लो अगर आपने फॉर एग्जांपल 10 लाख का वैल्यू का फ्यूचर्स का वैल्यू है और उसके लिए 2 लाख का मार्जिन आपको देना पड़ता है, तो आपने 2 लाख का मार्जिन दे दिया और 8 लाख आपके पास बच गए, तो 8 लाख बैंक एफडी में डाल दीजिए या लिक्विड फंड में डाल दीजिए, है ना. तो लिक्विड फंड में रखिए तो आपका यानी यू हैव एज इफ टेकन ना एक्सपोजर ऑफ 10 lakhs जो लिया है भले वहां फ्यूचर्स में, बट फॉर यू इट इज एज गुड एज टेकिंग ऑन डिलीवरी इफ यू डोंट वांट टू बाय ऑन अ गोल्ड बार. बिकॉज अभी ये होगा कि जब लॉकडाउन खुलेगा एंड सो मेनी पीपल हैव लॉस्ट देयर जॉब्स, many people would come out in the market and would want to sell their jewelry or gold, but I doubt very much whether the jewelers would be willing to buy their gold. एक तो उनकी भी कैश फ्लो की हालत आज की तारीख में मेजॉरिटी ज्वेलर्स की खराब होगी, आई एम नॉट सेइंग ऑल, एंड वो खरीदेंगे तब जब उनको लगेगा कि मेरे पास से कोई खरीदने को रेडी रहेगा, तो दे माइट नॉट बी विलिंग टू बाय. और अगर बाय करेंगे तो बोलेंगे ठीक है 50,000 नॉर्मल गोल्ड का प्राइस है, बट वी विल बाय एट 38,000 40,000 ओनली. तो जो स्प्रेड बोलते हैं जैसे स्टॉक मार्केट में स्प्रेड रहता है, तो स्प्रेड फॉर गोल्ड वुड इंक्रीज अ लॉट. तो अगर आप ETF में गोल्ड में इफ यू आर एन इन्वेस्टर यू, तो उसका प्राइसिंग इंटरनेशनल प्राइसिंग के साथ रहता है, तो आपको वो स्प्रेड की मार नहीं गिरती जो लोगों को अभी फिजिकल गोल्ड में गिरेगा. वैसे ही सिल्वर जब आप बेचने जाओगे तो शायद तभी वो लेने को रेडी नहीं रहेगा, बट इफ इट इज इन फ्यूचर्स देन यू वुड बी वेरी इजीली बी एबल टू ट्रेड इन द मार्केट. या लेकिन छोटे क्वांटिटी में इतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, लेकिन बड़े क्वांटिटी में डेफिनेटली आ सकता है. So I think I will stop over here. I have tried to touch upon financial planning, equity, asset allocation, tactical calls, gold, silver, crude भी थोड़ा ये कर लिया, geopolitical risk. I think whole gambit in about 40-45 minutes.
I agree, sir. I think you've given a very detailed perspective of how markets are moving and how investor psychology is also at one moment and how your psychology should ideally be. You know, how your risk should be prudent is what you actually covered very well. I'll ask participants to start raising their hands so that they can ask questions. But in the meantime, sir, I have two questions, actually three.
Yeah.
First is, I know this is a little bit out of topic, but do you feel there is an issue with the discount brokerage which have come into the market, like Zerodha or Sango?
Very difficult to say. They have good risk management tools because technology. अब देखो पहले आज ये सब टेक्नोलॉजी यूज कर रहे हैं and previously there were physical brokers. When we were physical, it was very difficult to do risk management because during the market भी volatility इतनी होती है and overnight डाउ क्या होता है वो देख के भी काफी volatility होती है and then we would be able to collect the mark to margin from the clients only the next day. And then अगर उसका पैसा नहीं आता है तो because it is based on relationship he would not allow us to square up his position also and it is possible कि next day market और नीचे जाए, so the risk was much. Whereas in a when you are using technology कोई relationship या कुछ nothing, टेक्नोलॉजी टेक्स केयर ऑफ कि अगर इतना फॉल हुआ और आपका इतना मार्जिन में है तो आप जल्दी ये इसको पैसा दो नहीं तो हम लोग आपका स्क्वायर ऑफ कर डालते हैं. तो अगर 20% मार्जिन लिया हुआ है at a 10% down mark to market, you have to recoup, and if you are not recouping, then if the price does not recover and goes down further another 10% और आपका 20% ही मार्जिन है तो वहां ऑटोमेटिकली मार्केट में ही स्क्वायर अप कर डालेगा. So the risk management is definitely better, but the bigger risk is the brokers playing on their own, you know. And when they are playing on their own and they make losses and they have to pay to the stock exchange the mark to market losses and margins immediately. And जैसे कार्वी ने किया कि बाकी क्लाइंट्स के स्टॉक्स उन्होंने बेच दिए किए, this is a bigger risk because how do you control that? And that is why Gala Bansali, our brokerage rates are higher than others. We do not allow our clients to do derivatives. दो चार क्लाइंट ही है जहाँ पे बिल्कुल कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, only those, but in general otherwise it's a no. So our clients are very very safe and neither do we do margin trading. We do not finance our clients to buy shares. अगर आपके पास पैसा है तो ही लो, हम लोग मार्जिन आपको मार्जिन फंडिंग सब नहीं करेंगे. So we have eliminated those risks. So while eliminating those risks, we have also restricted our growth also. But अगर मुझे जिंदा रहना है, if I have to be client centric and if I have to give 100% confidence to my clients, कि अगर आपने कल 10 करोड़ का माल मेरे पास बेचा है, 100 करोड़ का भी बेचा है, you can rest assured that आपको पे आउट मेरे पास से मिल ही जाएगा. So that is all where we
which is more of relationship than, so the emotional quotient is there, but the
yes, so we sacrifice growth and another is life एक ही बार है, आगे का मालूम नहीं है. And I do not want to take the tension of the volatility और कल क्लाइंट का मार्जिन का पैसा आएगा कि नहीं आएगा. तो I ask couple of brokers जो derivatives बहुत करते हैं और जो मेरे पीछे आए, मेरे को पूछ के ब्रोकर्स बने लेकिन आज मेरे से बड़े हो गए हैं, उनको पूछा कि रात को नींद आती है कि बोलते नहीं मुझे नींद तो नहीं आती, बहुत टेंशन रहता है. तो देन आई डिसाइडेड देयर एंड देयर कि मुझे ज्यादा ग्रोथ नहीं चाहिए, आई हैव इनफ फॉर मी एंड आई एम एंजॉयिंग व्हाट आई एम डूइंग. So they didn't start mutual funds insurance. I got into that, and when I'm doing the whole financial planning for my customers now, rather than being only a broker, it gives a lot of satisfaction. And I think ये एक ऐसी अमानत है which is much more valuable than money. तो मेरे पास मर्सिडीज नहीं होगी, मेरे पास फोक्सवैगन वेंटो है, आई एम हैप्पी. बट आज 12 बजे तक मेरे स्टाफ और हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं. संडेज आल्सो वी आर टॉकिंग, इंटरेक्टिंग विद क्लाइंट्स. ठीक है ना? तो दैट इज द सेटिस्फैक्शन एंड दैट इज व्हाट, एंड दिस इज व्हाट आई थिंक पीपल नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. आज एमबीए कॉलेजेस में इट इज ओनली ग्रोथ एट एनी कॉस्ट. दैट इज नॉट हाउ बिजनेस इज डन. लुक एट पतंजलि, उसका सीईओ क्या है, कैसा है, वो टाई बाई सूट में वगैरह नहीं है, नॉट टेकिंग एनी सैलरी. India is different and we need to be really Indian and think that way. मैं अपनी life, how can I, what is the purpose of my life, who am I? Two questions I always tell people कि आपको दो चीजें decide करना है कि who am I and what is the purpose of my life. If you get the answers to these two things, so my who am I is empowerment and contribution. So whatever I do is being decided by my these two main characteristics of empowering. So today also what I'm doing with you is empowering and contributing, right?
Correct.
So I'm fulfilling my who am I. मुझे मेरी who am I की जिंदगी जीना है. And the purpose of my life is to just add some value to the world. ये नहीं कि जी के चले गए या बहुत पैसा कमा के गए. मेरे लिए कमाया, but did I add some value to this world? No, तो कोई मतलब नहीं. You have to define these two things.
We have a question from Ronak. Ronak, can you unmute and ask your question?
Yeah, hi. Good morning, and thank you so much for the session. It's really good. Just one point which you highlighted, and I always have this question that selling in the market is very difficult. And as you said, when in doubt, get out. But in case if there is no doubt, when to get out?
So see, so as ऐसा नहीं है कि Warren Buffett and all are humbug. You know, there are a lot of learnings from them also. So Warren Buffett has told you, continue to hold a stock as long as you see growth in that company. Na? So
Okay, but
price wise, because of some systematic risk, you know, systematic event, the price could go down, or there is overbought conditions, speculation वगैरह है, तो उसके नीचे ऊपर नीचे होता है, तो those things you need to ignore. जैसे say, how to determine whether you are healthy or not. आप बीच बीच में खांसी, सर्दी, जुकाम, थोड़ा बहुत बुखार once in a while होगा. That does not say that you are an unhealthy person, right? Unless something really कुछ बड़ा हो जाता है, diabetic वगैरह, something cancerous, heart problem कुछ, then you are not fully fit, not. But छोटी मोटी बीमारी, so volatility in the market is always going to be there because there are so many people na working in the market.
Should one exit based on valuations only, or should one try and take an exit if only there are changes in fundamentals?
Yeah, good point. So stock market is more of a relative game than an absolute game. Okay, I'll repeat. Stock market is more of a relative game than an absolute game. So suppose you have a stock ABC which is quoting at a P ratio of 30, and there is another upcoming stock in the similar industry which you feel could dent into the business of ABC and which is available at a very low price. You know, और हमेशा we know those multi-baggers आपको कैसे मिलते हैं. अरे ये तो ये भाव था, 100 था, 100 वाला 1000 हो गया. तो यू नीड टू आइडेंटिफाई कि 1000 वाला शायद 2000 हो जाएगा, लेकिन 100 वाला 1000 हो जाएगा. तो इफ यू फील कि देयर इज अनदर स्टॉक इन द सेम इंडस्ट्री or maybe even some other industry but which could do better than this stock, then you might want to buy that stock, and resources are always limited. तो आप कहाँ से लाओगे? तो जो बढ़ गया है, वैल्यूएशन हाई है, तो वहां पे मैं कुछ कम करूंगा. Now let us say I have HDFC Bank, I had 5% in my portfolio, बाकी के सब स्टॉक के वैल्यू कम हो गए और HDFC का बढ़ते गया. Now HDFC is more than 10% in my portfolio. I have to take a call ना कि whether any stock should be more than 10% in my portfolio. If you say no, डाइवर्सिफाइड होना चाहिए, HDFC भले कितना भी अच्छा लगता रहे, but it should not be more than 10%, then I will have to sell something. And क्या बाय करूंगा जहाँ पे पोटेंशियल दिखता है.
Right. Okay. Great. So we need to do a relative comparison and see where the reward could be more favorable, and then also take an action.
Yeah, so not only for stocks, it could be for asset classes also. अरे इक्विटी बढ़ गया है, डेट सस्ते में मिल रहा है, गोल्ड सस्ते में मिल रहा है, and you want to move over there. That itself is the whole investing experience, how you keep on moving from A to B and B to C.
Correct.
And not necessarily at one go. जैसे जैसे कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ते जाता है वैसे वैसे आप बढ़ते जाओगे. पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजर्स आल्सो व्हेन दे स्टार्ट एग्जिटिंग, नॉट नेसेसरीली दे विल स्टार्ट एग्जिटिंग टोटली. धीरे धीरे एक्सपोजर कम करेंगे एंड मे बी एट अ टाइम उसके पोर्टफोलियो में वो स्टॉक रहेगा ही नहीं, दूसरा आ जाएगा. दैट इज पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजमेंट ना.
Right. Great. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Sir, I want to ask you 5 quick questions. You can answer them and in your pace. One unique thing you did during the lockdown, which your family will say. I mean, if I ask your family, they'll tell me this is one thing you did which you normally have
Started doing exercises
not
and I reduced my tummy.
done.
In fact, I'm learning karate, taekwondo.
Oh, very impressive, sir, at this age. Very impressive. The one action you did to keep your employee morale high during this lockdown.
I made them realize that the work they are doing, they should be proud about that, where we are safeguarding the interest of the client. आज की तारीख में हम लोग इतना काम कर रहे हैं, लेकिन हमारा AUM घटाने के लिए काम कर रहे हैं. Some client might say that मुझे तो अभी म्यूचुअल फंड से नफरत हो गई है. Okay, sir, please take the money and keep it in your bank FD, but we want you to be mentally peaceful. ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि मेरे पैसे का क्या हुआ, अभी इनकम नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है. So at the cost of our AUM, we are talking to clients. Or if I'm reducing exposure from equity to debt या liquid में डाल रहा हूँ, my commission rates are going down ना.
Correct.
या PMS लोगों के बोलता हूँ कि we are not comfortable या थोड़ा exposure कम कर लो. We are in fact reducing our income. और हमारा काम इसमें double हो गया है. So making people realize, and their incentives are also at stake because of this. And hence it's very important to keep on motivating them. The पैसा important नहीं, वो कल कमा लेंगे, लेकिन आज क्लाइंट का कॉन्फिडेंस जितना जरूरी है, क्लाइंट को सेफगार्ड करना जरूरी है. That is what you are doing, and they are working till 12 at night.
Very impressive. Very, very impressive. So the next question is a book that you will recommend everyone to read.
One Upon Wall Street by Peter Lynch. Beating the Street, yeah, One Upon Wall Street and Beating the Street by Peter Lynch. वहाँ पे he talks about how simple and वे common sense use करके कैसे आप investing कर सकते हैं. Because normally we talk about balance sheets, P&L ratios. That is the last thing. That is the last thing. You need to understand the business. बहुत simple है. अगर if you are able to understand कि मेरे आसपास क्या हो रहा है. Now you tell me, जब लोग पैसा कम खर्च करेंगे, ठीक है, तो what is that will be the least impactful? Which industries will be the least impactful and which industries will be the highest impactful? You don't need, कोई भी बोल सकता है, एक बच्चा भी बोल सकता है ना. Common sense है. FMCG है, आपको रोज नहाना धोना है, तेल है, ये है, वो है ना, वो सब तो आपको खाना पीना ये सब लगने ही वाले हैं, टूथपेस्ट है. तो सो योर FMCGs आर गोइंग टू डू वेल. आप बीमार गिरोगे, दवाई खाना है, फार्मास्यूटिकल्स आर गोइंग टू डू वेल. हाँ, लेकिन मुझे घूमना फिरना, एयरलाइन इंडस्ट्री, रेस्टोरेंट्स, होटल्स, ये ऑल दिस इंडस्ट्रीज आर नॉट गोइंग टू डू वेल. टूरिज्म वगैरह, हॉस्पिटैलिटी. तो दीज आर ए कॉमन. चर्चा भी आप किसी के साथ करो तो यू विल कम टू नो एंड टू आइडेंटिफाई कि अरे अभी तो मेरे बच्चे तो देखो हफ्ते में एक बार तो उनको पिज्जा तो खाना ही है. अच्छा, कहाँ से आता है? डोमिनोज आता है. अच्छा, इज दैट लिस्टेड कंपनी? इज द ट्रेंड चेंजिंग? तो द ह्यूमन बिहेवियर हमारे आसपास, और अब मेरा ह्यूमन बिहेवियर इज नॉट गोइंग टू चेंज दैट मच because the consumer, who is the main consumer, is the youngster. I have to keep on observing them, है ना. अरे अभी तो हर एक के पास डेटा है, या अभी 55 डेज घर पे बैठे बैठे लोगों का डेटा कंजम्पशन, तो ऑब्वियसली भारती एयरटेल. So those two books taught me how to use common sense for investing. So I loved those books. So Peter Lynch is my favorite.
Okay. So as a mentor, what advice have you given or will you give?
For
Okay.
what?
To anybody, like if you're a mentor to someone and you'll tell him that this is what I think you should do, or this is what I think, this is my advice that you should, this is how you should live life, or this is how you should approach a problem, kind of a thing.
So one of my mentors or one of my gurus has been Professor Victor Manikam. He's a close friend of mine. He was a faculty with me at Wellingkers. Institute, and he runs a course about knowing yourself. Okay, and I am a part of an NGO called Kutch Corporate Forum, where we ran a course called KYB, Know Your Business, for 6 long years, and more than 2,000 people participated, and it just transformed their lives. तो आज जो भी बच्चे मेरे पास आते हैं और आंख बंद करके मुझे अगर फॉलो करते हैं, आई टेल देम दैट डू वन कोर्स विद प्रोफेसर विक्टर मणिकम. It will change and transform your life. The course would cost you about maybe 25,000 or something, but I can guarantee you that it will transform your life. और ये जो who am I and purpose of life है, वो आपको मिलेगा, इसकी गारंटी.
That's a very, very interesting advice. Very interesting.
और अगर आपको डाउट्स है तो आई कैन ऑलवेज टॉक टू हिम कि विक्टर दे विल पे यू ओनली एट द एंड इफ दे अगर उनको कोर्स अच्छा लगा है तो. ये 25,000 इज अ बिग अमाउंट. वो भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. ही कैन. और आज घर पे बैठे बैठे जूम पे आप ये वेरी मच कर सकते हो उसके साथ. एंड आई विल स्ट्रांगली एडवाइज, प्लीज डू दिस कोर्स विद हिम.
Last question, quick one, is one brand that surprised you during this lockdown.
One
brand that surprised you during the lockdown. I mean, you never thought that this brand will be so innovative, or they completely remodeled themselves and they did something different.
So we know that Jio surprised us, you know. Facebook को लेके आया, उसके बाद everyday new investor, and the way they are going to push Jio, and a revolution in mobile technology, internet technology is going to be ushered in by Jio. I think the partnerships which they had, it suddenly came out of the blue. ना, अरे अचानक I have Facebook के साथ ये हो गया. I think that's going to be a big game changer for India. And the way उसके पास 1.5 lakh crores का debt था, he was trying to get in big money from Aramco. Last year in the AGM he had announced, but that अभी तक fructify नहीं हुआ. वो नहीं हुआ तो he brought in 43,000 crores from Facebook, another 10,000 crores from some other investors also. And he announced the rights also. वहाँ पे भी about 50,000 crores he is going to raise. So during such times, taking steps to speedily enhancing your capital, you know, you cannot survive on debt. Debt will kill you. And that is something, the speed with which Mukesh Ambani did was fantastic. Otherwise, Reliance Industries khatam ho jata. Nobody would have thought about that. But 1.5 lakh crore debt would have been unsustainable. So getting money also, and getting the right people, the right technology, and bringing in the future plans ahead of time possibly, I think that was the best thing to do. Though Reliance ka price, I am sure, will come down to maybe 800 levels post rights, but that would be the time to probably buy Reliance.
So I'm done with my quick file. There's a question from Praveen. He's saying, what will be the scope of life insurance investment in this crisis of income as a saving tool post-COVID scenario?
So investment component from life insurance policies should be at a later stage. First should be the term insurance. And mind you that your money gets blocked. So only when you have surplus money with you to go for investment plans, then only you should think about life insurance policies. So one is traditional plans. If there are some guaranteed return plans, and there are some guaranteed return plans which gives you about 5.5% returns in the long term, though it might not be inflation hedge. लेकिन अगर आपके पास बहुत बहुत पैसा है और आपको टैक्स फ्री HNIs, अल्ट्रा HNIs are comfortable with 5.5% tax free, तो उनके लिए वो ठीक है. Otherwise, ULIP products is something which media talks very negative about that, but I am a fan of ULIPs because the advantage of ULIP is, one is the taxation. Life insurance policies are tax free, and in ULIPs I'm able to take the tactical calls of switching from equity to debt and debt to equity without incurring any short term tax जो मुझे म्यूचुअल फंड में लग सकता है. प्लस म्यूचुअल फंड में देर आई वुड बी पेइंग एन एग्जिट लोड ऑल्सो इफ आई डू इट इन शॉर्ट टर्म. तो यूलिप में न मुझे टैक्स गिरता है न मुझे एग्जिट लोड मिलता है लगता है, and very easily seamlessly I'm able to do it. Plus the charges which used to be there previously are not there. Today I'm getting with nil asset allocation charges also मुझे मिलता है, and the fund management charges in fact are lower than what the mutual fund industry is charging. So if you ask me if there is a single product where I would park all my money, then it would be a ULIP, because ULIP has a lock-in only of 5 years, and after 5 years I can continue to hold my money till my death. 99 years policies are available, or if I want to withdraw totally or partly, those flexibilities are also there. तो अगर मेरा वर्किंग लाइफ आज 5 साल से ऊपर है, तो आई डू नॉट माइंड लॉकिंग इन मनी फॉर 5 years, and I have to pay premiums only for 5 years minimum. I can pay for more also, but जैसे ट्रेडिशनल प्लान्स में 25-30 साल के लिए है, वैसा इन यूलिप में नहीं है. So if I were to invest in only one, if I had to select only one product, then my product would be a ULIP.
So there's a question from Sridhar. He's asking, saying, what is your view on Vedanta, who suddenly decided to delist from the exchange?
I think पहले जब स्टरलाइट भी उसने पहले जब ये किया था, delist किया था, and then it did well. I think उसकी आदत है अनिल अग्रवाल की, when he feels that a company is expected to do very very well, he wants to delist. So somebody mentioned also yesterday, some from the corporate world, that he is being opportunistic. So if I were an investor in Vedanta, I will not offer my shares for buyback. I will hold on. I know there will not be a market, but I will still remain as a investor. I will not give him my share.
So there's one question from Rajendra. Rajendra is asking, what's the key parameter that you check for any organization for equity investment perspective? Is it the management or the balance sheet? Because lately what we have seen in ILNFS or a Yes Bank, the management and the balance sheets have, seen divergence kind of a thing.
So now we understand that both are important. But so equal importance है to be given. अभी समझ लीजिए बैलेंस शीट अच्छी है but मैनेजमेंट नहीं है, तो बैलेंस शीट को भी खराब कर डालेगा. So for any investment, management and balance sheet both are very important. Unless it is a tactical short-term call, तो then कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है.
Sridhar has a question. Sridhar, you want to ask a question?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, this question of Vedanta came to my mind when you said how good Reliance is actually raising capital by getting Facebook and all. So I understood when I am a great fan of Vedanta, okay, Mr. Agarwal. So when he is actually delisting, one of the reason was he's trying to get his debt portion down. Okay, so in such a case, when we bought at 250, so how can we trust equity going further? If companies do like this, there would be a trust factor. Can't SEBI in this?
How will he be able to bring down his debt by delisting?
So I would not know the details, but Hindustan Zinc and few other companies are giving good amount of dividends to Vedanta, which has actually been passed to the investors. So now when he sees the valuation at a very less price, he's trying to get the company private, and then all the funds or profits that would come in, he would pay back the $1 billion debt which is pending. So this is one of the
so debt payment तो irrespective of listing ना, उससे तो कुछ फर्क नहीं गिरता है. But you understand one thing, commodity cycle is at the bottom right now. Commodity cycle is at the bottom, and because of fiscal stimulus, there is going to be a investments on infrastructure. And when the government starts spending money, the commodity prices have to come up. So there is a lot of money to be made in the commodity cycle. और उसको वो पूरा ले लेना है। आज जिसको बेचना है खरीदेगा कौन? डीलिस्टिंग करेगा तो ही विल मेक एन ओपन ऑफर ना, कि जिसको निकल जाना है निकल जाओ। हु इज गोइंग टू बाय इट?
He already has 50% stake, I guess.
So he wants to increase his stake ना. Why does he want to increase his stake? कंपनी अच्छा करेगा तभी तो he wants to increase his stake ना.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And commodity cycle is at the bottom. उसका पैसा 4 गुना हो जाएगा 4 साल में.
Sir, I've,
If you after 4 years if he says I want to list it, तो आज अगर 100 रुपीज है तो उस समय 400 में ही लिस्टिंग होगा.
So if we are still on the bottom 10%, who's not willing to sell his shares, we will still get a market price after 4 years when he tries to list it.
No.
Or we lose our money.
No, you don't lose money. Whatever dividends the company is declaring, you will keep on getting the dividends till it is unlisted, right?
Okay.
You are a shareholder, no? You continue to remain a shareholder if you are not giving the shares.
Okay.
So dividends to आपको आएगा. Only thing is you will not be able to trade. But if there is somebody tomorrow, Neil feels that I want Vedanta based upon his जो भी P&L balance sheet EPS वगैरह है, you can do a off market trade.
Okay, which means our capital is blocked from the open market right now.
Yes. And possible है कि 2 साल बाद वो आएगा. ठीक है, last year में 90 rupees में आया था. Now I'm willing to offer 200. Do you want to give?
Okay. So does SEBI does not have any regulation wherein they can hold it, because maybe somebody would have bought Vedanta for his child's marriage, which is happening in 2 years. Now the company is not listed today, so he does not achieve his goal. That is the last one from my side.
No. So delisting karna is very much allowed. So subject to SEBI rules regulations, he will be able to do the delisting.
Okay, perfect, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir, I know we have taken a little bit more time. I just had one quick question. Is I read up on you and you're a Vipassana follower, and and so I wanted to check how do you maintain your equilibrium in this whole volatility situation?
Yes, so it is very much important to maintain your equilibrium. Being in an investment field is like riding a horse. ठीक है, तो अगर आप हॉर्स राइड कर रहे हो तो क्या आप हॉर्स के ऊपर बैठोगे या जॉकी थोड़ा हाफ बैठा हुआ रहता है, हाफ खड़ा रहता है? Right? If he is sitting totally उसके हॉर्स के ऊपर, then he will also feel the volatility. But because of his stance, he doesn't feel that volatility. It is reducing a lot. So Vipassana meditation will help you to bring samta, not to get carried away. If you make very good money someday, okay. If you had lost money, okay. See, you should be always in a positive frame of mind, not getting very excited, because stock market ऐसा है जहाँ पे if somebody gets very excited, the chances of making mistakes increase a lot. या गुस्सा जिसको आ जाता है, the chances are he will make more wrong decisions. है ना? Now if you see the difference between in Mahabharata, Duryodhan and Krishna, तो दुर्योधन का downfall क्या था? His anger, his ego. अगर आपको आपका एंगर और ईगो पे कंट्रोल लाना है तो you will have to do meditation, ना?
I agree. Very, very good views. That Prodal one is a very good example. Sir, we have really crossed more than an hour in conversation with you, nearly 1 hour, 10 minutes. So any last few words you want to let people know about it?
Always have a you attitude. Think what you can do for others. Like I said, for me, the best thing that has happened to me is because of Victor. I got to understand who am I and what is the purpose of my life. So all my activities or my future life plans are around that, and you can do the impossible. So let me give you an example. I am a trustee of a school at Masjid Bandar. It's a 115-year-old school today. Orchid करके school का नाम है, वहाँ चलाते हैं. So when I became a trustee over there 7 years back, there were only 30 students in that school. And nobody was willing to become a trustee also of that school. कि ये school में क्या है, कुछ नहीं, nothing. People were saying कि ये property को बेच डालो, करो ये करो वो करो. But our seniors told that नहीं, property को will not sell, ये community का property है. But जो भी best कर सकना है यहीं पे करो. So for 3-4 years we tried something here, there, ये वो. Finally we started this Orchid school, and today there are 1,700 students studying. From 30 students to 1,700 students in 7 to 8 years. And the model which we build upon there by taking a franchise of this Orchid, we were profitable from day one. Had we tried to run on our own, आज हमारे पास शायद 500 बच्चे भी नहीं होते, and we would still not be break even.
Very interesting.
So getting your purpose of life, and for that matter I sacrificed something on my business also, but at that point of time I felt my few hours going to the community adds more value to this world. So वहाँ पे my who am I was again empowerment and contribution, and my purpose of life was to add some value to the world. Guided me, Mukesh, your few hours more. If you spend few hours in business, you will make couple of lakhs more of profit. But those few hours, if you sacrifice and give over there to that NGO, the world will benefit more. So that became my guiding principle.
Very inspirational, sir. Absolutely inspirational. Sir, Mehul has a question, so I'll just ask him to unmute. Then we can. Mehul, you can unmute and ask your question.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Neil, and thanks, Mukesh, so for sharing your the plethora of the insights from investments, insurance, risk management, the geopolitical issues. Just to touch upon the topic which you discussed about the debt investments, I just would like to understand from after the case of the event of the Franklin Templeton, how do we understand to investments and to make investments into debt markets? Because by the definition itself, if we say debt markets or debt mutual funds are somewhere slightly comfortable and secured when we compare with equity, but if certain incident keeps on happening with other mutual funds, how do we make a confirmed call whether we are making into secured debt investments or not?
So first of all, you need to understand what are the risks that a debt instrument carry.
Okay.
One is the credit risk, another is the interest rate risk when you are investing in a market related instrument. If you are investing in a bank FD, तो वो risk नहीं है. And third is the reinvestment risk, right? So one cannot say for sure कि मेरा पैसा डेट में डाला तो सेफ ही है. हाँ, अगर आपने गवर्नमेंट को दिया है, बैंक में रखा है, आरबीआई बॉन्ड में डाला है तो पैसा सेफ है. Now suppose Mehul, you lent money to Neil Kumar. When you are lending money, obviously he is your friend and you would feel it is safe only और मेरा पैसा आ जाएगा. लेकिन आज दुनिया में अगर आप देखो तो कितने लोगों ने they have lent money sometimes or other to help their friend, but money have not always come back, na? So to say that debt instrument is always safe, so that statement or that understanding only galat hai. The debt may the volatility will not be as much as equity under normal circumstances, but under abnormal circumstances everything goes for a toss. Like in investments, we say that we should make a portfolio which are negatively correlated, barabar, to reduce the risk. But whenever there is a huge systematic risk, जैसे 2008 में global financial crisis सब हुआ, at that time all those negative correlations go haywire and everything becomes positively correlated and the correlation becomes as high as 1.
Okay.
Okay. So the risk is always there, and like I said, you should understand when there is a risk in the environment and when there is not. when we felt that risk नहीं है अभी market में लेने जैसा, so we converted our AA single A portfolio to AAA and G-Sec ना, कि credit
Yeah.
risk नहीं चाहिए. So today when I'm investing in a RBI bond, I'm not taking credit risk also, and I'm not taking the interest rate volatility or the duration risk. But when I'm
Right.
investing in a market related G-Sec, then I'm not having the credit risk, but I'm having the duration risk,
True.
the macula duration. I do not know
Okay.
whether you have studied all these things in your MBA or not.
No, we didn't actually touch upon this topic.
Oh,
So debt instruments are normally not encouraged yet in the Indian scenario.
अगर इन्वेस्टमेंट आप स्टडी कर रहे हो तो और इक्विटी कर रहे हो तो डेट भी तो स्टडी होना ही चाहिए.
I agree. 5-2M or ये सब होना चाहिए completely. So we have just crossed over and you have concluded your words. So I have to conclude now. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on a Sunday morning. It's very rare to meet somebody who is at a very big position, but he's a humble person, and sharing your complete journey from how it began to where you have reached. It reminded me of words of Warren Buffett. Your whole trader psychology investor psychology when we were discussing it reminded me of the Warren Buffett quote that be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful. So take care. So I think my key takeaway remains is keep your risk management in place. Take a term insurance. Have a medical insurance for sure because it is more important than ever. ULIP is a good option to look at, which people normally ignore. And find your purpose. That is the most important part, which I think you made stressed upon, that each person should know their self and find their purpose in this.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us, and we hope that we'll interact with you soon in future and take some more advice and inputs from you. So thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
very
joining
much.
on a Sunday morning.
And all the best to all of you. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Lot, sir.
Thank you.